This is the 2024 Honda HR-V. This is the sport trim level we're going to be taking a look at today, and I'm going to show you what you get for a sticker price of $27,950. If you're interested in this particular model, check out the link down in the description of the video to the Holmes Honda website. You can learn more about this vehicle or any other Honda model that you may wish to purchase. Obviously, it was fully redesigned for 2023, so you're not going to see any changes for 2024, but if you've decided, you know what, instead of getting the 23, since the 24s are available, show me what it's all about, and that's exactly what we're going to do. If you're curious, the exterior color on this model is platinum white. It has a black interior, and if you're a fan of the 11th generation of the Honda Civic, but you're saying to yourself, I'd really like to have an SUV, well, this is definitely a great option because it's based on the same platform. So you're going to see some similarities. The wheelbase for 2023 and 2024 has increased by 1.7 inches, and you measure that from the center of one tire to the center of the other. The overall length is what has increased the most. It increases by 9.4 inches. And when we take a look at the front end, a little more squared off to a degree compared to what we saw with the previous generation, but you still have some nice sloping lines to give it a nice sporty look. LED headlights, LED daytime running lights. We'll finish things off on the rear with the LED tail lights. You have the air curtain right here. I don't know if you can see all the way through the front fender right there to see that right here is where the air passes through. So that's going to help to increase gas mileage by improving aerodynamics. And we're going to have really what seems to be just the right look here with a bit of a honeycomb look here on the upper grille. It's wide, but it's not too big. It doesn't overpower the front end. It seems to fit. Some people say the front end of these models look somewhat like a Lamborghini Urus. Tell me what you think down in the comments section. The front end is more squared off than it was with the first generation of the HR-V, but it still has nice character lines, a bit of a round look as well, to give it that sporty appearance. In fact, a lot of people say the front end on this model looks like a Lamborghini Urus. I don't know for sure that I see that as much, but tell me what your thoughts are. But let's take a look at what is really here. LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. We're also going to have what is really a nicely proportioned sized upper grille. There's your lower grille down there. And we will have the active air curtains right here. I don't know if you can see all the way through there, probably not. So let's go around to this side and I'll show you where the air does indeed flow through for those who might say that's not real, because that does happen. And yes, that's how their voices sound when trolls leave comments. And you can get these models with either front wheel drive or all wheel drive. In this case, we have 225 on the width for our size on the tire, a 55 series sidewall wrapped around an 18-inch wheel. And to complement those gloss black wheels, we also have gloss black mirror caps and a couple of things that a lot of people like to know about if I don't mention it in the video. Yes, turn signal indicators are built into the power adjustable, heated, but manually folding side view mirrors. You do have blind spot monitoring built in. And besides the turn signal indicators being built into the side view mirrors, the other common question, does it have a remote start? Of course it does. That's definitely what you're going to get. And for less than $28,000, that's not bad. It is a proximity key. It does have the walk-away feature. And as we look at the sloping line of the roof, working its way here towards the rear, you have the rear roof spoiler, or what Honda calls a tailgate spoiler, a little more gloss black there. And we're going to finish things off here with the LED taillights. A nice sporty look. You can see the exhaust right there, the singular exhaust, but it is there. The HR-V and Sport logos, and the rear window wiper. And if you are not a fan of turbocharged engines, good news, you have the 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder here under the hood. It's going to have 158 horsepower. The torque numbers come in at 138. It is mated to a CVT, but a very well-behaved CVT. And for those who might say, I don't know about that 158 horsepower, here's a big advantage to that. MPGs, 26 city, 32 highway, 28 combined. And Honda says you should use 3.6 gallons of gas per every 100 miles you drive. When you fill up your gas tank using capless fuel fill, you're filling up a 14-gallon gas tank. On this particular model, you will find a manually opening tailgate, but it is dampened, so not a big deal. It's not a power tailgate, but not a big deal. 24 up to 55 cubic feet of cargo capacity. Gonna have quite a bit of space back here. Gonna have the lighting for this area as well, and a 12-volt power outlet. And one big advantage here for a lot of people, I know you don't like the tire repair kits. Good news. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know if I can even get this one-handed, but I'm gonna try. There we go. There is your spare tire. And taking a look into the black interior, we'll find the very nice contrast stitching. A good sized bottle can fit into the door bin right here, and while you can use the poke test, it doesn't feel as comfortable. When you put your arm up there, the armrests do feel more comfortable. And we'll find a unique pattern here as far as the design of the seats. Yes, they are cloth, but keep in mind, you're paying less than $28,000, more of that contrast stitching. And the driver's seat is way back, but I still have plenty of leg room, plenty of space. Let me get my sunglasses off of my head and we'll show you my wild hair for the day. But a reasonable amount of headspace. I'm 5'10", so you can see how much space I have. Very comfortable back here. In an interior of this size, I don't think it's going to be as big of a deal, but you don't have air conditioning vents here and you don't have USB connectivity. Just so you know what is and is not here. And taking a look in through the passenger side front door, we're going to find a little bit larger door bin right here, as well as the armrest. Now you will find adjustable seats for the driver and the passenger, but here on the sport trim level, both are going to be manually adjustable. Remember, you're not paying a lot here, especially in this day and age. And obviously, a very similar look here to what we have with the 11th generation, the 2022 and 2023 models of the Honda Civic. Quite a bit of space within the glove box, and we do have connectivity up here in the front in the way of the USB port right there, but that's not the only one. You actually have two more. There's one on each side of the pass-through right here, and that area has a lot of potential as far as what you can do with that, so there's benefit there, that's for sure. The conventional style shifter, we're going to have our mode selector. I'll show you all of that in just a little bit. Hill start assist, we're going to have the power parking brake and brake hold mode. Let's take a look at what is down inside of the center console besides my suction cup for the GoPro for our test drive later on. A good bit of space down there, and let's see here. It's not too bad right here to have the console where it is, at least not for me. I don't know that I would have my arm down there a whole lot, but if I did, it's not bad. Would be nice to have it a little bit higher, but you know what? I could live with that. And as we take a look in through the driver's side door, probably the most important area of the vehicle for those watching the video, because you're most likely going to be the driver. And you can see what all is here. The controls for those power heated side view mirrors, the power adjustable side view mirrors. You can control all the windows and all of that good stuff. You do have the release right here to control the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel, and we'll hop inside and we'll listen. Hopefully my mic picked that up, just so you can hear what happens when you hop inside. And here is the digital instrument cluster. Again, looking just like that of the Honda Civic for the 11th generation, but I think that's a good thing. It looks nice, very easy to use, and you can go through a lot of information right here, as you can see on the left-hand side. And all I'm doing is just scrolling right here. If you don't have that screen available, just hit the home button right there until it comes up. There's your cruise control and everything for controlling the lights on the exterior of the vehicle and using your blinkers. I hope you actually do that. And there is something I can't say anything sarcastic about, because you do use that when you're driving down the road. Well, hopefully when you need to. Controls for the front and rear window wipers, and we do have the touch screen right here. Pretty simplistic, but definitely more than capable as far as its capabilities. You can connect your phone. Now, to use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, you will need a USB cable here. So not a big deal, but just so you know what is there. You do have heated seats. We won't need that for a really long time. And you do have single zone climate control here. In an interior of this size, I don't think that's a big deal. Tell me what your thoughts are. And notice that flickering effect on the screen. I always want to make sure to point this out. That has nothing to do with Honda or the vehicle itself. That is due to the shutter speed of my GoPro. It is a common problem with GoPros no matter what shutter speed you use. But you do have the multi-view rear view camera, as you can see right there, and we do have the parking sensors, as you can see as well. So you heard that, and keep in mind, that feature for less than $28,000. Okay, now that we're out on the road for our test drive, a couple of things that I forgot to mention earlier in the video I want to make sure I do cover here. Number one, you have multiple driving modes, and you can use the drive mode selector I showed you on the center console to go through normal, econ, and snow modes. You can also pull the shifter back to D or for drive, or you can go into S for sport. And sport mode does wake this model up a little bit. It does a little bit better job of having the RPMs climb a little higher, a little faster than what you would normally have, and I shouldn't necessarily say higher, but they do climb faster. And so depending on what your situation is, or maybe your mood, well, you can choose accordingly to the different driving modes. And you really have a fairly quiet interior here driving down the road. I know we're not on a rough road where we can really test the noise quality out as far as the road noise goes, but just take my word for it, it's not bad. You know, depending on what it sounds like on the video, a lot of the time when I do that, it's on a really bad road. It's really kind of a worst case scenario, worse than what the majority of your driving experiences are likely to be. So not too bad where that's concerned. And being that the HR-V, this 23 or 24 version I should say, and the 23 for that matter, share the same platform of that of the Honda Civic, you may not get the same exact handling characteristics and all of that, obviously. It's a bit of a different vehicle where that is concerned. But you still have a very enjoyable ride quality and very good handling. This is a fun, sporty vehicle to drive. It handles the corners well. It's not a full-size SUV, so obviously it's not going to have full-size SUV qualities as far as its handling goes. The ride quality is good. You have a nice, comfortable, leather-wrapped steering wheel. The steering is nice and responsive. And the technology here, while it is quite plentiful, is not an overload. You know, a lot of people out there who have waited a long time and said, well, I can't wait any longer, I have to get a new vehicle. But I'm really kind of scared of all that new technology that these vehicles offer. Honda has some of the easiest in the industry to learn, especially with this 7-inch touchscreen that this model has. It's not difficult. It really isn't, especially if you can use your smartphone, if you have a smartphone, and most likely you do in this day and age, unless you have a flip phone that you could probably sell to the Smithsonian Museum, let's get that out correctly, and make quite a bit of money, and then you could buy the newest smartphone on the market and pay cash for it and have cash left over. Well, maybe not, but anyway, it's okay to laugh. One way or another, if you can use your smartphone, you can use the touch screen here. Everything very simple to use. Like I said earlier, you have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. You just need to plug your phone in and follow all the steps. It's pretty simple to do. But overall, the HR-V is a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. It's nimble. It's great for big city driving because you don't have a huge vehicle. You can zip around very easily with this model. And it does handle corners quite well. It may not be sports car-like, but again, it's not full-size SUV-like at the same time. If you were to say, Tom, you didn't cover every single nut, bolt, nook, and cranny within the 2024 version of the HR-V Sport, well, if you said that, you would be right, but we don't want to make the video ridiculously long. So those are the high points as to what you get if you want to buy a 2024 Honda HR-V Sport. So tell me what you think down in the comments. Is it worth the sticker price of $27,950? Tell me what your answer is and tell me why you answered the way that you did. I have to say a special thanks to my friends here at Holmes Honda for loaning me this model for the day, and a special thanks to each and every one of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video and would like to learn about other vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.